Hello and welcome back to our playthrough of Might and Magic Book 1, The Secret of the Inner Sanctum. We're here in Erliquin. Last time we got to Erliquin and explored the upper floors. We tried to do some encounters in the dungeons, but we were way too weak. Oh, excuse me, it's the Vault of Erliquin. And that got me reading all about the game and figuring out what to do next and how to appropriately level up and what we should be doing. And I think I've been misled a little bit by the guide. Unfortunately, what we were planning to do of just follow the guide, that's kind of more of the streamlined approach to get you a bunch of experience at the start. So in the guide, he's hopping around quite a bit. So we're going to take a step back, and what we need to do, which I have already done off screen because of leveling up and whatnot, we need to get first back to Sorpigal. And in order to do that, I have a new map website that is far superior than the other one, which I will be including in the description of this video. This is from OldGames.SK, and as you can see, it's got little markers here that tell you what things are. So right here is the town of Erliquin, and we need to get back to Sorpigal. So we'll be going west and then north up to here, and then we'll be going east and then south, and then that should get us back to Sorpigal. So I wanted to do this on camera with you guys and let you know my mistake and what I was doing, because we are way too weak. Mostly it's because we don't have the appropriate spells. But let me just go ahead and show you what leveling up I have done off screen. So as you can see, Grugtar still level 5, but he has a Scimitar +1. We've got some large shields. And then Warlord Mal is actually level 6. He's got plenty more HP now at 47. He's got a Flamberge. He actually got a defense ring as well, and that's really helpful. So I'm level 6 as well, and I didn't realize this, but level 5 you get level 3 spells. And at level 7, I think we're going to get the level 4, which should help us out with poison. And then also doing my reading, I didn't quite understand the stack of spells that you have to do, which I'll show you after I show you. Ferris's level is level 6, so she's gone up as well. We've got some minor upgrades here, but not much. And Sylvanas is level 5. She actually has a halberd +1, so not much just changed there. And KERGHAN, not much has changed either, just a little bit of a upgrade. And again, he can also use level 3 spells at level 5. So that's kind of confusing, but that is the way of the old school Dungeons and Dragons chainmail type of spell casting, I suppose. Did chainmail have spell casting? I don't really know. So other than that, let me tell you about the spell stack that we should be doing. I wrote this down in order to better get a grasp on what I should be casting, and so I could make it streamlined. So the first thing is that we need to cast several protection spells. So let's go ahead and cast 1 and 7. I think that's protection from fear. And so now I'm going to cast level 2 spell, and that's going to be number 4. And I think that's probably like protection from elements or something like that. And 2 and 5, another element like fire. I think that gives me spell 2/6 gives me protection from poison. And then I'm going to cast level 3 spell and 4, and that is actually the light spell. So that's why we flip back to this screen, is because we lit up the area with lasting light. There's also one more spell that I'm not going to cast right now, and that is 3/8, and that is water walking. But we're not really going to walk on the water right now, so that's kind of a waste of a gem and waste of a spell point. Now let's go to KERGHAN, and we're going to cast our spell stack here, of course, which is 1/5, which, as you know, is leather skin. However, there is casting spell 2/5, which I cannot even recall because there's so many spells that you end up having to cast. But oh, it's levitate. Yeah, levitate is very important because it helps us get over trapdoors and stuff we don't want to fall through. And so the way you can look at the stack is that I'll press the letter P for protections, and you can see we have quite a bit of fear protection, cold, fire, poison. We have light, 20, leather skin, and levitate. Now, my personal thoughts on this is that I don't like this at all. In leveling up, having to do this every time is kind of frustrating. So, anyways, let's go ahead and leave Erliquin and get back to Sorpigal. So, all right, yes, I do want to exit out. And here we go. So this is what outside looks like. It's really neat. It's got the cool teal colored mountains. That's awesome. So I think, yeah, if I go turn here and then turn here, and there's actually a castle over here. I can show you that. So there's the castle, but I haven't even gone in there yet or figured out anything about it. I just thought that was neat to show you guys. And then let's go north and east and north again, and then we're going to turn east. We're going to go all the way to this corner and go north and go east again. And oh, just to let you know, there was a sign there that said reads Blackridge North, so I think there's something down there. Maybe there's another castle. I'm not too sure. Haven't been there. And so finally, we get over to the next side of the map. So whenever we cross over into another area, it loads up a different terrain look, which is pretty cool. I like how that is. That's very impressive to me. So let's continue going. And oh, hey, wow. So that is a huge encounter. Let's do it. So combat, alignment slips. That's a bummer, but I don't think we're evil yet. In my escapades of leveling up, I have encountered several times where my alignment slips. I'm not quite too sure, to be honest. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, but you know, and then I would just reload so I wouldn't have to deal with the alignment slipping, but I'm okay to do that. That's part of the adventure when I'm streaming, right? So let's go, or when I'm recording rather. So I'm going to go ahead and cast Bless, which is only done in combat for accuracy. And then, okay, so always check and make sure we're not taking too much damage. So yeah, Sylvanas, let's go ahead and shoot the battle rat. Nope. Okay, so KERGHAN, he's going to cast some bigger spells, mainly Fireball. Fireball is pretty cool. What it does is it actually can hit people outside of combat or not engaged in combat, right? It can hit 1 to 5 monsters not in hand-to-hand combat. So we're just going to start on the centaurs down there. So I'm going to press J, and should take 5 of them should take the damage. That's pretty good. Oh, well, I guess not. I guess it's 1 to 4. Maybe the manual is slightly off, or maybe it just failed. Not sure. All right, so Ferris is in combat. Let's just go ahead and attack the Rabid Jackal. Nice. He went down, and they're waiting for opening, and that's good. Grugtar, go ahead and take a swipe. Hit him down. Mal, attack Rabid Jackal. Oh, wow, 18 points. That's a lot. So, you know, Mal and Grugtar are doing quite a bit more damage and can take. I mean, they're being the true tanky type of people. So let's just go ahead and check our health. Looks like everybody's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just fight myself. And hey, I took down a Jackal as well. Awesome. So I'm going to shoot a Centaur. I'm going to start shooting the Centaurs there. And of course, I'm going to cast again the Fireball onto the Centaurs because they do hurt. I think they are much more damaging than the battle rats. Oh, and they're starting to run away. Oh wow, yeah, see that Centaur did 8 points of damage. So it was quite a lot there. And he's casting Sleep, so that's always fun to deal with as well. Ferris, let's just go ahead and attack the battle rats and get less of them down. Looks like KERGHAN and me. So they got our spellcasters, and that's scary because KERGHAN can actually cast a spell called Awaken, which will wake us up. And so we need the number one priority in this battle is to get down the Centaurs with our heavy hitters, right? Ferris can't really do that a whole much, but Silas can. She's a great DPS. Ferris is kind of our rogue, remember, so we kind of stick to her just unlocking things and just kind of being the very off roll DPS. In fact, if I had started over this again, I would have traded out my priest character, which is myself, ECLIPSE. I would have put him into the 4th slot because he actually has a higher AC than the robber or the rogue, and the rogue can just shoot things. So, all right, Grugtar, go ahead and hit the Centaur and see if you can get down. Nope, Mal. Misses, misses. All right. As long as they don't cast sleep again, I think we'll be okay. See, we're still very healthy. Okay, I'm awake. Fantastic. All right, so yeah, no need to heal up anything. Let's go ahead and I'll bash a battle rat myself. Oh, hey, I get to go again, I guess. I'm not too sure. Maybe I was just misreading. Like, I thought I went twice there. Yeah, I've noticed that too, is that sometimes it seems a bit odd in who actually goes first. Sometimes it's very, very strange, but it is what it is. All right, nice job, Sylvanas. Cool. So 258 experience points, that's not bad. And we opened up the chest, 8 gold and 13 gems. Cool. So back to wandering around, or trying to get back, rather. Okay, so now we're in this foresty area, and we're going to go down to here, and let's go south. There's a sign that says Sorpigal. So cool, it's telling us, hey, go down there, and there we go. So interestingly, it looks like a closed door or closed way, but you can go through certain walls. Like I said, I think it's amazing at how people who would play this game in the era without a map would be able to do all this. It's quite amazing. So anyways, we'll keep going down here, and I think I got to turn right and then go up and then go north. And a cavernous passage leads to Sorpigal. Take it. Yes. So we are back in Sorpigal, and the first thing, of course, is we want to go back to the inn. All right. So cool. So we're back where I was. You know, I had been using Sorpigal to grind, especially the dungeon area. But now I kind of want to think about how I'm going to approach the playthrough of this game. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start not really following a guide, but figuring out what things do, but just start doing encounters on the world map, right? Like we've already done the encounters on the dungeons. So maybe just explore some spots in the world map, and that would include what you see here. The very first thing is one, it looks like there's something there. I haven't really looked at it. I know that the X's, the battle swords, that means encounters. So let's go to every little spot and try to figure out what is there and what is not. So also cool stuff that I found with the spells. We're level 6 with ECLIPSE, and if I cast, I think it's 3-1. 3-1 is create food at the cost of some spell points and some gems. So it creates 6 food. So now we don't really have to go buy food, because it seems like gems are very plentiful. And it's great because we can just rest up now. We don't necessarily have to spend the spell points to just, you know, heal anybody up. The problem is that every time you rest, your protection goes away. So that kind of sucks. So that means that now every time I do that, I'm going to have to go and cast all the spells. And I probably do want to cast Water Walking, because I don't know what's going to come up. So I'm just going to cast Water Walking as well. 3-8 and 3-4, and that's our light spell. And so now I get to cast it with KERGHAN, and we'll have that. And then finally, there we go. So now we've got our protection stack up. And let's leave. Oh, well, before I do that, well, the thing is that even if you save, it doesn't matter, right? I'll save, sure, but the thing is that when you reload, it doesn't keep what protection stack you have. So that's very frustrating. And all right, we're outside. So we're going to head to that number 1 that was on the map that I showed you earlier. And it looks like here it says, a toothless gypsy seer asks who would like to hear their sign, 1 to 6. Sure, I'll hear the sign. Your sign is the black Drezigen. All right, I need to type this down. All right, Grugtar's sign, black Drezigen. All right, thank you. Okay, yeah, sure. All right, so same thing, Mal. Same thing. White. All right. White dilithium. I don't know what these things are at all. I'm sorry. All right. So same thing. It looks like there's a lot of people with the black Drezigen. Drezigen? I'm never going to pronounce that right, unfortunately. Okay. And Sylvanas. Okay, so me and Sylvanas have the same thing. Do these change, maybe? That's going to be... Oh, green badger. I already know what a badger is, thank goodness. Good lord. It'd be funny if I said, nope, I have no idea what a badger is. What's a deer? What is an animal? I have no idea. Okay. So, we found out the signs, but what does that mean? So, I'm going to do a quick Google search. Let's see what it means. And honestly, I found a GameFAQs guide that just basically said, you need to write down this information because it is required for something at the end of the game. So if you know what it is, please don't spoil it for anyone in the comments. I know sometimes that is a little bit tempting, but you know, some people might watch this to get kind of an authentic experience, and I don't know what it is for it either. Although I probably wouldn't care too much to necessarily know, but I've already written down what all our signs are, and so now let's go ahead and continue. So I went forward. I'll just go forward again. Okay, so let's get back to where we were, and there we go. So I get it now. So the mountains are like right over the mountain is the Sorpigal. So I guess Sorpigal is inside the mountains, and that's pretty cool if you think about it, right next to the forest. And then north, of course, going through there is the Gypsy. And so let's go west into our first encounter here. A pit. Your levitation saved you. Cool. So I'm glad we had our spell stack up, right? Anyways, let's go ahead and go into this encounter. A pit. Your levitation saved you. So let me hover over the maps here. Okay, maybe it's a pit with monsters in it, and they're saying it's an encounter, but because we had levitate, we don't have to fight that. So that's pretty cool. The map also says that if we go through here, there's an encounter. Cool. So awesome. That is a lot of undeads, and there's sprites. I think sprites is kind of the worst bit of that, in my opinion, because sprites can cast curses, which cause -1s, and we definitely want to counteract with our bless, which gives us +1. All right, Sylvanas, go ahead and shoot that sprite. All right, miss. Okay, KERGHAN. A cool thing with KERGHAN too is that he doesn't just have the fireball spell, which is 3/1, which can hit out of combat people. He also has something called the lightning bolt. I think it's called lightning bolt. I'm pretty sure. Yes, lightning bolt. And it's 3/4, and that hits 3 combatants that are in or out of combat. So let's go ahead and just cast it on the sprites. And yeah, sprites don't have any HP, so we pretty much just nuked them there. Ferris, go ahead and attack the ghoul. You missed. That's okay. Grugtar, attack the ghoul. Now, Mal, go ahead and attack the ghoul. And I'm kind of hesitant to do that because the Rotting Corpse did hit us for 8 there. And so that's not necessarily too big of a deal, but it is kind of... I'm a cleric. We got to take on the undead. We can't just rush through it, right? So let's focus on the undead and get them down. All right. Shoot the corpse. Let's do a lightning bolt on rotting corpses. Yeah, they seem like they can take... Oh, okay, maybe they can't. Spoke too soon, right? Vampire bat, miss. Let's go ahead and attack that. Miss, miss. There we go. Cool. Yeah, it does look like they have done some damage. So let's go ahead and heal that up a little bit. And yeah, as soon as the rotting corpses get away, I can just auto through the combat. I just don't want to be taken by surprise, because that has happened a little bit too many times to me, to tell you the truth. Is like I'll think I can auto through a combat, and unfortunately there's always one mob that seems to just be able to completely wreck me. But yeah, let's go ahead and scoot through that. So 358, that is a lot. That's very good. Awesome. And we found a scimitar. Cool. And so that combat, just to show you where we all are on the map. So there's this combat here, which this was the pit, this was the second pit, and this is the combat we're in right now. So let's go ahead and do this combat to the south of us. Oh, did you see? I didn't see the cursor, my bad. So this was the pit that had the levitation. This is the secondary pit that our levitation saved us. This is the combat we just did, and then this is the combat we're going to. All right. But before we do that, so I pressed forward, which takes us south. But let's just check our stack, right? So looks like Mal is taking some hits. Let's go ahead and cast some on Mal, and let's see. Sylvanas looks down by 10, so let's go ahead and cast it on her. Heal up Sylvanas a little bit. It looks like everybody else is pretty healthy, so let's go. All right, so some gnolls and gremlins and killer bees. Now I tell you what, killer bees are incredibly killer, and you just saw how he just did some damage right off the bat. So that it took me by surprise a few times, because I thought I had run into some killer bees and I thought there would be no problem, but apparently if they get rolling, there's a large number of them, they can do some damage, very high damage. Okay, so KERGHAN, you're out of spell points. You got 1 out of 20. Let's go ahead and just block with you. And Ferris, go ahead and attack the gnolls. And see, gnolls too. Gnolls are surprising. They can do a little bit more damage than what you would expect. Gremlins can't. But man, sometimes it just takes you by surprise, which is why I'm hesitant to auto through something unless I know for sure. So yeah, it looks like Ferris took some damage there. Let's go ahead and heal her up. She's healed now. All right, Sylvanas, go ahead and shoot the gnoll. And KERGHAN, you can't really do a whole lot, so let's go ahead and block with you. I could put them to sleep. Have Ferris take on the gremlin, because she probably wouldn't be able to take on the gnoll. There we go. Mal, 8 points, good stuff. And one of the gnolls ran away. Warlord Mal, you scared him away. Nice. All right, so ECLIPSE. Let's go ahead and cast. Do we need to cast anything? Yeah, we definitely need to cast it on me. So there we go. Oh, my bad. It's 2-1, not 1-2. I don't know. I'm so glad the graphical nature improves immensely in the subsequent might and magics, because my lord, it's very, it's not exactly inefficient, but or inefficient rather. It's just annoying. All right. Take him down, and one of them ran away, so there we go. Oh, plate mail. Wow, awesome. Okay, so we absolutely need to go ahead and check this right quick. 1 second. I can show you what I look at whenever I look for what I'm doing, or what equipment I get. So I'm going to go look at my chainmail, right? And there we go. And you can see it's +1 is a +6, really. And it looks like he has some fire advantages there, so it's 6. But then if I look at plate mail, I get a +7 out of it, and that can only be used by paladins and knights. But my chainmails, right, you can see that I can also use a chainmail. So to be a little bit more efficient here, we're going to remove the chainmail. We're going to remove the chainmail +1 off Grugtar, and we're going to equip him with a plate mail. And then, because Warlord Mal already has a plate mail, we're going to give me the other chainmail. Try not to be biased to myself. I think it is more efficient this way. So let's see. I don't think Ferris can equip a chainmail. Yeah, and look at, and you can see easily who can equip what if you use this site. So chainmail can be equipped on clerics, archers, paladins, and knights. And if we look over at my my archer Sylvanas, she has chainmail already, so we're good on that end. All right, and KERGHAN doesn't have any more spell points. So after that combat, let's go ahead and go up 1, and we're south. And now we're just gonna rest. Cool. So no encounters, and let's go ahead and do our stack. 2, 4. Oh well, skipping 1. 2, 4. There we go. And 2, 6. 3, 8 for water walking, and 3, 4 for lasting light. And let's go ahead and get the wizard going. 1, 5 and 2, 5. All right, so we've got our protection up, and let's continue on with the combat encounter. So starting with this one. Oh, a pit, a levitation saved us. Now for this third one, pit, levitation saved us, and then this pit, a levitation saved us. Cool. So let's go over here to this middle one. Well, actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and go back and save, because that is something we need to make sure that we do, and we don't end up just getting just wrecked by a off encounter that causes us to lose it. So let's see. We do want to sell the scimitar, and I think, who was it? It's me that has the chainmail. Yep, let's go ahead and sell the chainmail. Oh, interestingly, I found some magic herbs, and if we look at that, I have it right now, and that's effectively a first aid. So I'm letting myself carry it around, because if I ever run out of magic, maybe as an emergency, I could use it. So it just goes along with the clerical theme, right? Anyways, let's go ahead and leave Sorpigal again and head outside. And yeah, so there should be an encounter. Oh, never mind, not an encounter. It's okay, so I have to go on the other side of the map to reach there. I see. However, in the map, I do see something in the center here, which I'll quickly show you. And you can see the 2 is what we're going to. We're going to that 2 in the middle. I don't know what it is, but we're about to find out. Right, so kind of going through the foresty maze. And a glowing white column. Touch it. You know, instinctually, I'm going to say no, because what do all the light stuff like, I don't know what it is, but everything that seems to be glowing or it's like light oriented, it all seems to be teleporters. So that's a no, but let's go ahead and look on the minimap of what it actually is. So a glowing white column, touch it, teleport randomly within this map area. Oh my lord. Well, you know, why not? It seems fun, right? So if it's going to teleport us randomly and not somewhere where we haven't been yet, so why not? Let's go ahead and do that. Oh wait, then I did hit yes. So the way we can find out where we are, of course, is we can go to our wizard and we will have him cast 1-7, which is location. And so we're X12, Y4. I just go to the minimap and look at X12, Y4. So we're right here. Or yeah, okay, neat. And so that's no problem at all. We could easily get back up to Sorpigal, and we're facing north is what it can tell you as well. So no problem. Cool, well, that's kind of neat. I mean, you know, I'm sure it's something fun to figure out the first time. I mean, but then again, how are you ever going to figure out? How are you ever going to figure out that it's random? It seems like things in the olden era was fantastic, but man, it would drive me up a wall. So where we're going now is we're actually going to go to the number 3s on it and figure out. So I gotta go 1, 2, 3. So if I'm looking east here, that's going to take us to the number 3. But if I go up 4 and turn east, that is going to take us to another encounter, which I will show you, and that is right there. So who knows what it is? Let's go fight them. All right, some killer bees, savage shrews, and some hags. That's no problem. I think we'll be able to easily beat these guys. The killer bees is really the only threat, I think. I say that, but the hags might cast something, and that would be terrible. So let's cast Bless. All right, blinded. Okay, I see. So they can cast the blinds. All right, that's not fun. KERGHAN is not effective. That's good. Okay, and apparently Sylvanas can shoot while blinded, as expected. All right, let's go ahead and cast a lightning bolt on the hag, and the killer bees. Almost taken down the killer bees. So Ferris, go ahead and fight the savage shrew, and then Grugtar, go ahead and fight the shrew. Mal, shrew, okay, misses that. I'm gonna fight the shrew. All right. Ow, 16 points. Oh my gosh, Warlord Mal's almost down now. Look at how much damage it did. It doesn't seem like it would do that much, but man. Okay, so 0 gold and some gems. Great. And because we are blinded, I think I have something that I can cure blindness. All right, see, 3/2, cast it on myself, and then 3/2, cast it on Grug, and and cast that on Mal, and cast that on Ferris. Yeah, look at all this. I got 10 SP, so no problem in us doing that. And Sylvanas. Okay, awesome. And now let's check and see. Yeah, we definitely need to heal up Warlord Mal. I feel like I'm an apprentice spellcaster with how much I'm pressing the keyboard to do certain things. It's just kind of funny. It's like, what is that spell again? Which way am I going? Who am I casting it on? I mean, it's kind of fun. It is in a way. All right, so I think I'm going to cast the first level healing spell on myself and Ferris, just because we're missing a little bit of health. Not enough to blow all of it, and that's going to use up all our spell points other than one. Now, KERGHAN still has some, so whatever is going to be here in the number 3, a strange fountain, drink. Huh. Of course, I don't think this is going to teleport us. It might have something to do with the stat increases that I've been reading about. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it does, but we'll see. So this is the one we're at. Each character gets temporarily boost 30 points for a randomly chosen statistic. Wow. What's the other one do? Gets temporarily boost 30 points for a randomly chosen statistics. Oh my goodness. Yes, we want to drink all of this. All right, so cheers. Cool. Is that for real? Yeah, okay, so wow. All right, so I assume it lasts maybe a day or something. Let's go to this other fountain and drink the same thing, and maybe we can have 2 stats that are boosted to level 30. Yep, it looks like it did that. I mean, if I go and drink it again, oh, okay, it only lasts for, yeah, I can't drink it repeatedly, which makes sense, right? So after that encounter, let's go ahead and go back to Sorpigal. And, oh, almost got turned around there a little bit, which I'm slowly figuring out how to navigate in first person like this. It's an experience, I tell you. All right, so we've saved in Sorpigal, and I think I'm going to cut it here. Thanks for watching, guys. Next time, we'll be continuing searching the block of C2. We'll finish up all the encounters we can and continue our playthrough. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.